I am Matthew Flaming, and this is Vault Cards and Games, and we are located in Cherokee, Oklahoma. I think what I've learned the most is when you are preparing for a business, you really make sure you prepare for the business side of things. And for the most part, that's pretty predictable in a game shop. You know what your inventory is going to be. You can figure all of that out through research. But from actually running the shop, the biggest part that I think is most important is how you interact with your customers and creating more of a community of players versus like just treating them as people who come in and out the door. Because there are people that are going to be spending time in your shop. Most shops like this will have the play area. I do suggest you do the play area. You're going to be spending a lot of time with them, and creating more of a community of players and fostering that and guiding that and where it goes is a big aspect to the shop that you really can't prepare for too much, and you kind of have to learn as you do it. If you're more knowledgeable in the games, that helps. The best way to learn, I think, is to actually go to other stores before you open your store and be involved in a community like that at a game store, because it's different than what you would expect. Keeping that alive and fostering that's what's going to keep your store going, because those are going to be your best paying customers for the entire time they play the game, and you can make them lifetime customers if you take the time and care to put that work in. I've seen it at where I used to go to all the time when I played. There have been guys that have been playing there 10 years. I'm hoping to accomplish that here at this store. We also try to get the younger kids involved with the community as they come up, and that way they grow up playing here at the shop and playing with the other guys in the group, and everyone gets to know each other. And then that'll help you figure out where you need to move your store going forward as far as your inventory goes. What they're interested in is, what's going to sell predominantly. And knowing what they're wanting to do and willing to cater towards it is what's going to keep you going as you go. And sometimes that might mean a game you really like to play personally, you might have to leave behind if your community doesn't like that game. And you got to be willing to do that. I've seen other stores not be able to do that. I've seen some stores open up and they're like, we play this game here because that's what we like to do, and we're not doing anything else, and then they're closed within a year because that's all they did, and that's not what their community that was around them wanted. So I think that's the biggest aspect of opening up a card game store, a game store in general, that people don't think about beforehand as much.
So I think one of the most amazing things is the fact that you're in Cherokee, Oklahoma, which has a population of how many people?
A couple thousand.
so would you say that what you just said was the main reason why you've been able to be successful in such a small community?
It is one of the main reasons, because I'm willing to be as adaptive as possible, especially being in the small community. I mean, because there's, the potential customer basis is very limited. There's not that many youth in town, so catering towards what they want is what's, the only option for me. But if even in the bigger cities, it's pretty true there too, because when you look at those stores, like in Wichita, I grew up in Wichita and played in those stores, there's 4 stores, and everyone knew kind of what the 4 stores did, and different people gravitated toward each store because they were focused on one thing or the other, or they were focused on 1 or 2 different things versus what the game they wanted. There was a store that didn't play Magic for a long time. They played Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And then they moved into Magic, and they started picking up more players from some of the other stores. And I'm not saying that we should be competitive and try to take out your competition necessarily, but from a business standpoint, they chose to do that because that's what made the most business sense. So it still applies to other areas, but definitely in smaller towns, it's key. It's what's you're not going to sell anything else because those are your only people coming in. But we also have a small college in a town about 20 minutes away, and we get people from there too. I am Matthew Flaming, and this is Vault Cards and Games.